For this one. But like 2 days. Give y'all a minute to get up in here. I'm not sure if the algorithm is going to get the notifications out, but we'll see. What's good, Freedom Marchers? Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. Tyrus Bane. Welcome to the definition of anarchy, yo. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It is Wednesday, January 19th, 2021. And yeah, it's one of those days, man. 68 degrees, you know, strange Cali weather. But there's strange weather all over the place, man. You got these storms all across the country, especially in the Midwest and in the Northeast and all that good shit. I got, what, 3 days. Wait. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, 3 more days before I hit the road. 3 more days before I hit the road. And I'll be out of Cali for good. Out of Cali for good. But what I want to talk about today, and you know, I might do a little live streams every now and then while I'm on the road, just to show y'all what I'm up to as I go through the different states. What I'm not looking forward to, driving through Texas, man. It's gonna take forever to drive through Texas. I remember I had to drive from Dallas to LA back in like 2004. Back in 2004, I had to drive from Dallas to LA, and it took me about 23 hours. And it took forever. Like, I swear, I was in fucking Texas it felt like I was in Texas for eternity. But once I got out of Texas, everything was smooth sailing from there. Anyway, I want to talk about these clowns that are running around. Listen, man, they do these polls, and you want to take the polls with a grain of salt. But unfortunately, when it comes to certain things, people that they get this information from in these polls, we know they exist because we hear them talking, we hear them saying things, we hear their opinion on what should happen to certain individuals, and you know, all that. And in regards to people thinking, you know, a lot of people seem to think, according to the poll, that you should be locked up and your children taken away if you refuse to get vaccinated. All right. I can't say that I'm surprised by these polls, but I'm glad they did this poll, and I'm glad these people expose themselves for who they are, so that people who were in their right mind can actually see what people are thinking, so they can understand who the real enemy is, right? We know that the controllers, we know that the elites, the tyrants, we know that they're our enemy, but they would not be able to be as powerful as they are if not for the sheep that yield to them and expect others to yield to them. You know, it's pretty wild. And, you know, fortunately, we're not at that point yet in this country where they're locking people up necessarily for, oh, you fucking asshat. for not being vacillated. You know, we see people get locked up for not wearing face flags. You know, that shit's happened because, and then we see police officers running around with their fucking face flags below their chin, and they're arresting people for not wearing face flags. Security guards. It's just a bunch of nonsense, right? It's bullshit, right? This is the country that we're living in right now. This is the time of day, even in the face of knowing that the oh my god ain't really that deep, right? The so-called oh my god variant of the Modelo 19, it ain't that deep, right? People get it, they get over it, allegedly, supposedly, but it damn near completely replaced every other variant. So, and when you get this variant, it gives you antibodies for the other variants, and you're pretty much good to go. So why are we even still talking about face flag mandates? Why are we still talking about Vaseline mandates? Why are we still talking about this? And why are there people out there in the world and in this country that wants you and me to be locked up for having some level of medical autonomy? Why is that? That's the bigger issue here. That's the bigger issue than the Modelo 19 itself, because that's coming and going. Now we know that we have people out there that would pretty much see you be your life destroyed for not having something put in your body. And then you have companies like Carhartt. I don't know if you guys know about Carhartt. Carhartt, I mean, even though they threw out the mandates in the Supreme Court, Carhartt said, regardless of the mandates, we're still gonna, we don't care if the court threw it out. We're still gonna require Vaselines. And you know what? As a private company, so be it. They're a private company. At least that's their decision as a private company, without the government trying to force it on them, right? Now, are they going to lose customers? Are they going to lose employees? Absolutely. They're going to get hit very hard by that decision. But again, it's their decision. If you want to fuck off your business because you want to act like you're doing so much great for humanity and you want to protect your employees, and you can't protect your employees from Modelo 19 by forcing them to get a face flag. You can't. It just can't happen. It's not happening. You cannot protect your employees from Modelo 19 by forcing them to get a Vaseline. You know, it just can't happen. It's not like tying off your ladder, your extension ladder, when you set it up on the roof to go up and down. It's not like you can't, you can't stop it. The Vaseline does not stop transmission. So what exactly are you protecting people from? What are you protecting someone from? So, and what are you protecting a vacillated person from if they're vacillated and somebody else isn't vacillated? Like there is no getting away from it. Everybody's going to get it, apparently, according to scientists. This so-called virus that they say exists, which I'm not convinced of. I have not seen any evidence of it. You know what I'm saying? But for all intents and purposes, you're not going to stop people from getting this by forcing people to get a Vaseline. So what is it? What is it about these people that want people so badly to be forced to have the Vaseline? Is it because they got the Vaseline? And maybe perhaps they're worried now that because they're seeing reports, they're seeing different things about the Vaseline that they're not really comfortable with, and they've already gotten it. And we know misery loves company. Is that the case here? Is it because, I got the Vaseline, and yeah, it might be dangerous. It might do this, it might do that, but we want you to get it too. Why would you want that? Because you were dumb enough to go out and get the Vaseline without knowing enough about it, right? Without knowing enough about it. And so we find ourselves in a position where we have to defend our choices that affect us personally. We have to defend personal choices that don't affect anyone else. That should not be happening. We should not have to defend our choices. If we decide to go base jumping, we want to go base jumping without a fucking parachute. As long as we're not jumping off, grabbing someone and jumping off the cliff with us, we can go base jumping without a fucking parachute. And we'll fit you for a coffin. I mean, that's what it is. If people want, let's say that there's evidence that the Vaseline actually does what they initially said it was going to do. Let's say that. Let's say you're stupid if you choose not to take it. Well, it's still your choice, whether we know it works or not. If you don't want to take it, if you want to rely on your own immune system, that should be your choice. What don't people understand about that? Why is it so hard to wrap people's minds around that? Why? You know, it is completely asinine. Oh man, it's just a lot going on. I have been, you know what? I'm part of this thread with my family, and I got members of my family that will never give up on government. Even though they know they can't trust government, even though they know that the government is trash, even though they know the government is corrupt, they still want to hold on to this idea that government brings about. And we'll be in threads, text threads, and it's so annoying with, you can go here and get a free Vaseline. Oh, you can go over there and get free testing. Oh, they got testing here. They can send you a test to your house. And it's like, man, yesterday, I said, you know what? I supposedly had this thing, whatever they're saying it is. I don't even care. I don't care. I don't care about no test. I don't want no parts of no test. I don't want no parts of no Vaseline. I don't want to hear nothing else about a Mickey Ficky Modelo 19. I almost fucked up and said, woo, child. Almost fucked up and said it. That would have been bad for business. That damn show would have gave me another strike. But I'm over it. I don't care about this stuff no more. I'm tired of hearing about what people should. I'm tired of seeing billboards advertising this shit. I'm tired of the commercials. I'm tired of TV shows putting it in their fucking episodes, and you know, like it's absolutely ridiculous. I was watching. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. The show Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's about Larry David. Larry David was a co-creator of Seinfeld, but it's fucking hilarious. Like, it's an HBO show, so it's basically about him going throughout his daily life. He plays himself, but he plays himself as though he had no filter, right? In real life, he says that, I wish I was as brave as Larry David on the show to say whatever I want. He says whatever's on his mind. He's just an asshole who doesn't have any regard for anybody's feelings and all this other shit. Like, he's just a straight shooter. He gets in a lot of trouble because of his mouth, and he's just a prick. But they just finished the season, and I was like, man, I could really appreciate this guy, because they did one episode where they talked about the Modelo 19, right? Because they filmed it during Modelo 19. So they did an episode where this one guy, I think one of his buddies, one of these actors, man, comedian, he was hoarding all kind of hand sanitizer, toilet paper, all that shit. He had a big ass closet filled. So let me give you context for the episode. So this guy, I forgot his freaking name. Something Brooks, one of them, Mel Brooks or something like that. Mel Brooks, one of those small hat comedians. Mel Brooks, he wanted to have a funeral before he died, basically. So he threw a funeral together that he could attend himself, because he's like, well, people have these beautiful funerals and they're not there to witness it. I think we should start having funerals before we die, so that we can know how much people appreciate us. All this other bullshit. So they did the funeral at his house, and they found, oh man, they found his closet full of hand sanitizer, PPE, the face flags, the gloves, just, and it's basically around the time a little bit when they were doing all the panic buying. So he had a closet full of that shit, and everybody's riding his ass about hoarding all that shit. They're just like, so the funeral's over. So fucking Larry David exposes his his PPE closet because Mel Brooks pissed him off for some shit, and everybody's riding him for hoarding hand sanitizer and all this other shit. And I'm like, man, this is a freaking example of the world we're living in today. When you're doing something that you're not expected, or what society is not expected of you, when you're not doing what society expects for you to do, this is what happens. And this is the problem with social media. This, to me, that was a small example of what happens on social media when you act outside of the norm, or you do something that people feel is not the right thing. Like, not getting vaccinated, not wearing your face flag, hoarding PPE. On the other end of the spectrum, where you're just a hypochondriac clown who wants to buy everything up. You know what I mean? It's just it's just a great example of what we're dealing with today, because it's a big problem. This is a problem. Like, if you don't think that how society and how people in society react to certain things, like people not wanting to get vaccinated or wear face flags, or things like that, the hypocrisy in the world today. Oh, my body, my choice, but only when it comes to killing unborn babies in my belly. Like, but it doesn't apply with medical procedures. Like, it's just completely ridiculous. Let's see what y'all talking about. Richard was good. Derek C. Williams was good. J with Open Eyes 4 says the Omni-Man DLC pack. That's funny. Did I hear you call it the Vaseline? Yep, it's the Vaseline, because I can't call it what it is. Excuse me. No more anything in England? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. The PM, Boris Johnson, completely just got rid of all the mandates, all this, all that, like all these it just, like, because what's the point? This oh my god is taking over every other variant, is giving damn near everybody antibodies. He's like, well, fuck it. Most of the hospitalizations are incidental to Modelo 19. They're testing positive for Modelo 19 incidentally because they're in the hospital for something else. Like, and as a matter of fact, they're past their peak. They peaked a couple weeks ago, and now they're just, it's basically going away, essentially, according to certain reports. You can't hold on to the lie anymore. But right here in America, they're going to continue to drag this thing out for as long as possible. I guarantee you that. They're not going to shut this bullshit down like Boris Johnson did. They're going to find a way to keep this thing going. So, I mean, we just had to see what happens. Oh, yeah, dude says, what's up, Christopher Alexander? What about the leadership has changed to allow us to trust him? Nothing. No, nothing. We can't trust him, period. Remember when Jesuit Gavin Newsom said 56% of Californians would get coronavirus in 8 weeks? Well, it is what it is. I might get hit for that. I shouldn't have read that out loud. I might end up getting my channel fucked off for another 2 weeks. What's up, Queen Storm? Jimmy Nguyen was good. Damn, it's been a long time. I've been dealing a lot with this move. So I've been dealing a lot with this move. The movers came today and finally took my shit, and they're going to take it across the country. Last week I had to deal with this bullshit moving company that didn't want to honor the contract that I signed. So I got to find a way to get my deposit back from them. But the company that picked up my shit today were A1. They did a great job. I gave old boy a tip. Yo, Snap, you heard from Lucas a couple days back. Him saying anybody who is an anti-snapper deserves death. He's an idiot. And you know what's funny? He did a video yesterday or the day before where he's talking about what is he referring to? Completely different take. And now he's invoking libertarianism. Like, now he's invoking libertarian shit. Like, oh, libertarians this, libertarians that. I don't know what that's about, but he did a video. Was it yesterday, day before, where he's talking about, what are you talking about? Dana White talking about IV, monoclonal antibodies, and all that shit. Completely different than his normal take. Him talking about, people wanting choices. He's inconsistent. He's very inconsistent. Now it seems like he's trying to win over libertarians. So I don't know what he's doing. It sounds like he's trying to win over libertarians or trying to become a libertarian. I don't know. But that's something that he's been consistent. He has been on this whole, if you get Modelo 19 and you're anti-snap or you don't have the Vaseline, you don't deserve to go to the hospital and blah, blah, blah. Fuck out of here, dude. Fuck out of here. That's it. You understand people pay for their health insurance, right? And you understand doctors can't refuse service because somebody didn't want to take a certain treatment. Doesn't work that way. I know in Canada they're trying to do this bullshit tax where they want to tax the unvaccinated, but we'll see how that goes. Oh, no, also, I'm getting out of California just in time because they're trying to go do this single payer health insurance thing here in California, and that's going to end up doubling the taxes. They're going to double your taxes in California. So you might want to make a move. You might want to get the fuck out of here because they're going to be taxing the shit out of your ass here in California. Double? When you make over a certain amount in California, they take more than the feds, just so you know. So you might want to consider getting the fuck out of here if you live in Cali. These snap heads are a trip, yeah. Hey, Bang, you should also watch Griffin Gaming. Exposed him recently. I know it's not part of it, politics, but I love Griffin Gaming when he talks about the Clown Shoe Lucas. And I'm disappointed in him, man. I'm disappointed in Lucas because I gave him a year's worth of opportunities to come and meet me and do what he said he's gonna do. All these threats, you know what I'm saying, all this other shit. Gave him plenty of opportunity, never hid. I was out there in the open. Y'all know I was at the Culver City Stairs, damn near. For a while, I was going 2 or 3 days a week, then at least once a week. Never came through. He ain't got no job. What's his excuse? Let's see. Javier Sane says politicians make rules for people, but not for me. I heard that. That's how you gotta have. That's the mentality you gotta have. Or do you mean not for them? Oh, hey, dude says I think all states will turn socialist. Yeah, let's hope not. Yes, the Jesuits control. Yeah, all roads lead to Rome. Interesting. There's definitely an elite network across multiple countries. So, you know, who's involved, who isn't. At the end of the day, it's about gaining autonomy. It's about being self-sufficient, self-reliant, so that these elitists can't control your life. And if they try to, well, you can do what you can to defend your life and all that other shit. Excuse me. By the way, Texans, we're experiencing shortages, price hike, everything. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, yeah, I heard about that in Texas. No, I'm not going to Texas. I'm going to a different state. I'm moving to a different state next week. But yeah, Texas is, you know, people were telling me, oh, you should move to Texas, you should move to Texas. And I'm like, man, not right now. Not right now. The cost of living is way cheaper, but there's certain things about Texas that I'm not with right now. Just went to yesterday. They didn't even have cheese. They didn't have the cheese you wanted? Nope, not too far from the book scenario. Rashard Givens, what title is scary as AF? Versus Washington, D.C. is the Masonic Jesuit stronghold. Ricard Georgetown is the nation's first Jesuit university, named after Freemason War General George Washington. Yep. Texas may turn blue. Yeah, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not going there. Richard says majority of Senate are Jays and Roman Catholic. You stupid fool says my brother Tyrus Bank. What's good, man? Well, I'm about to get out of here. I gotta get in this bank and handle some shit. A lot to do before I leave on Sunday morning. So I'm holler at y'all later. I might get back at y'all tomorrow. I'm going to work tomorrow and Friday, so I might do a little live stream on the way. Anyway, much love, like, share, subscribe, and let's keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.